Absolutely. Did that just happen?
Oh, let's see.
Oh, it's in a work order or something? Oh, I didn't read them. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it happened 6/8.
Absolutely. You want the price for the one that said homeowners create some problem, they should. It's their responsibility to pay whatever it takes. Yeah. The max and the price breakdown.
You had the 11 by 17. And you just need to see the,
Like my neighbor.
see that.
Likes their explosives.
And
Yes.
that way, you know, if you get it, you can look at it ahead of time.
Yeah.
At least you familiarize yourself. It doesn't take.
I live in an unincorporated. area.
Right.
And
And then so, yeah.
really people take advantage. Yeah. So 3, 4 a.m., even 5 a.m. I mean, they were all night long. I live in Orangevale. Yeah.
So one of the problems has been the pickleball, because the fact that they haven't been looking at the key points can, nothing has been uploaded. And so there's been tons of people on it, the noise level is very high. Since we've been looking at the scans and making and canceling things, the numbers have dropped from 20 to 4. So we've got a huge difference.
Well, that will make a big difference.
Yes, and that's
And-
huge. So,
And then
and obviously.
putting green screen, whatever it's called.
thing, but it's-
Yeah,
it's fine.
It does actually
I know.
dampen sound a little bit.
It's, and.
Oh, yeah, and then he can't.
These are all the people.
I know.
And we just didn't say anything.
7, 8,
11. Now, this is the thing, it was done in the executive session apparently, because when I gave my report, right, when I was in grounds chair. they don't know.
No.
Has to be.
People are.
It's got to be April. Yeah. Always cold. There's, I'm just checking. So. And there's nothing to. It must have been on April. And if you have next week, so May after that, yeah, because I was because I was.
Whenever you're ready.
Are you guys ready?
Oh, yes, yes.
Everybody ready? Okay. Let's call this meeting to order. Thank you for attending. This is a business meeting open to members of the Nepenthe Association and guests of the board. The Nepenthe Board of Directors is a policy board, and the role of the general manager is to observe the day-to-day operations. The primary purpose of the meeting is to ensure that the association is meeting its responsibility to provide oversight, maintain the value of the property, and to serve the homeowners. My name is Marcus Dasher, and I'm the current board president. Christina?
Christina George, member at large.
Bill Henley, treasurer.
Cheryl Nelson, Vice President.
Jackie Gorbitas, Secretary. Whatever.
Thank you. A message from the president. I have a message to everybody. We send out a newsletter every month, and the office sends out emails every month, and sometimes multiple emails every month. And we have, or we send out open board package to everyone, and we have several committee meetings, and I'm hoping that people start reading more the newsletters, and maybe attend more meetings and read the emails. There is a lot of effort and time that goes into this, and there is a lot of useful information that we send out.
And I've got it on my iPad. Oh, okay. I'm good. And are you home? Are you home?
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
That,
Okay.
okay, sorry.
So anyway, and we would really like that people read all this stuff and inform themselves. So we have hopefully less miscommunication, and we really want to have the community to be informed what's going on. So that's my message. Thank you. With that being said, I'm going to start and going to inform you guys with some boring stuff right here. In the executive session, we met this afternoon, the board met this afternoon. Matter of fact, we barely finished before this meeting. Was a lot of paperwork that we had to go through. And we will update everyone what we did, in the next board package, okay? The current, because there is not enough time between this afternoon and now to actually tell you guys what we did. So we have to update you what we did at the last meeting of June 7th, when the board approved Carson's proposal to install a new drain between 802 and 804 Elmhurst Circle to direct the water away from the siding. Then we approved Carson, the backflow blanket replacements in zone 1 through 7. And then we did Grove, the zone 2-3 work we approved. Then also through the Grove 12-13 Vanderbilt tree removal. And Broad asphalt maintenance, the crack fills and sealant coat and restriping we approved. So that's what we did last month. And for this month, what we just did today, you will hear from me next month. Do we have a construction manager's report? Nobody's here.
And it's in the open.
Okay, so I can talk about this a little bit. Bill Hanley and Will Wizard and Paul Reeves had a meeting this past month, and we talked about our siding project that's been going on. And I think we are a little bit behind timing wise. And so we're gonna finish the first phase a little bit later than expected. Bill, do you have anything to say about this?
No.
Okay, that was a quick report. Okay, nothing to say.
I say that because it is an ongoing project.
You need it up to, up to your mouth
You need to turn it on.
and then right up to.
Don't touch it.
Don't touch this.
Oh, okay.
So here, we use this. Yeah.
Well, you can tell I'm a neophyte here. So anyway, no, the project is progressing. One of the great things that we're working on is with Will is getting a estimate of, the number of panels that need to be replaced. And Paul was able to provide elevation plans to us, which Will has received. And he and Nina White are in the process of doing the calculations for the siding and what needs to be replaced. Will, do you have any other comment?
Yes, Nina and I spent a substantial amount of time with the plans, and it's maddening, to say the least. to translate from the plans to the number of, you have 8 foot, 9 foot, 10 foot partial partial pieces, and then you have end units, middle units, and even the original Powell layout for the various addresses isn't accurate. There are units that are standalone that are shown as attached, and attached that are shown as standalone, et cetera. So we moved from that to some actual visual examinations of some standalones to try to understand just how much we were replacing. We started with the Kavanaugh's place at 2308 Swarthmore, because it was the horror story of all the places I saw. And there was actually about 46% of the siding on that particular unit was replaced. Now that's an outlier. It's much worse than most. But we're trying to look at some standalones to at least get an idea, because there you can count all the siding and then you can calculate how much of it has been replaced. But originally I was thinking we were running around maybe 10%. I feel relatively confident now that it's somewhere well above 15% that's being replaced. Now, that's the bad news in terms of short-term costs, but it's essentially also the good news in terms of long-term impact on the reserve expenses out in the out years.
Thank you, Will.
I'd like to add one more comment. And this is, how warm was it on Sunday? It got up to what, about 100? It was hot, 102, okay. And Nina and her husband were out counting panels and doing measurements. So a big recognition for that and a thank you for that effort.
Perfect. All right, now general manager report. Did you have a report for us?
Other than just what's in the packet.
Can you give us a quick update on the Dunbarton pool? I'm sure people are interested what's going on with the pool.
Yeah, so I've just been keeping, abreast of their schedule right now. There has been no crew out, and it's because it's finished one phase and it needs to go to another. It's the plumbing phase. So we're waiting for a plumbing crew to come out and do their portion of the work. And then after that, it's going to have to go through a county inspection, and then another crew will come in to finish up the work. So that's kind of where we're at. I don't know, I don't have a date as to when the plumbing crew will be available. That's what I'm waiting on from the company.
Okay, thank you. And then we have committee updates. I saw Alan is here, ARC. Alan, do you have a report for us?
Yes, I'm here. I'm okay.
Oops. You're frozen, Alan.
My video and audio keep freezing, so I didn't hear.
Oh boy. Can you hear us?
I heard 2 syllables there.
Okay.
You have any questions? Does the board have any questions?
Yeah, do you have a report for us at all? We didn't hear anything. You keep freezing.
Nothing further than is in the minutes.
Okay, all right. Okay, got it. Thank you, Alan. Susan
Thank you.
Timmer, anybody here from the Finance Committee?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's right. Will.
Everything is pretty much in the report. Again, we focused on this siding issue. And if anybody has any questions about the minutes, I can answer.
Anybody on the board have any questions for Will? All right, thank you, Will. Pam Livingston for Grounds Committee. Okay, thank you, nothing. Nancy Orndorfer, ILS.
I think you could see by our minutes that we had a really good planning session last month, and we're going to be busy this year. I just wanted to just mention a couple of things here. We thought we had a brand new member on our committee, but he resigned before he even had attended a meeting. So we don't have him. And
Who would that be? Did you see?
I'm sorry,
Who is that? Who?
I don't know. Should I mention his name here at the meeting? Or should I? I mean, he was on the list at the meeting, last month as a new member, Pat McCall.
Okay, all right, never mind. Okay.
Capital COL. I don't know. I've never met the man, but I, was looking forward to having a fresh voice. One thing, just a couple of things I wanted to just go over with. I was really concerned today when I got an email. Well, no, I saw it in the, that neighborhood thing that people get on. And she was talking about, I guess there were a lot of fireworks going on in the 500 number alley on Dunbarton Circle. And that concerned me. And they said that someone said it was okay to do that. So maybe it's time to send another notice out to everybody that it's not okay. I think it's against the law, but that could have been a tragedy. They were in the alley and something that could have gone up, so I was just concerned about that. Our first thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to start looking into the security companies. We wanted to do that a long time ago, and it's long overdue. And we're going to request that we get at least a monthly report from the director. We'd like to have it, every month instead of, or every week, actually. We'd like to see the reports that the security companies are sending to you every night when they're out and about. We're trying to really get into what they're doing or if they're doing anything or whatever. So that's our main request. So that's it. We're moving along. We have a good committee. We got a lot of good work done last week.
All right,
That's
thank
it.
you very much. Outreach Committee. Before you say something, I have to say something, Marcy. Jazz by the Pool was awesome. Thank you very much for all the people that are attended. I'm sure they all had fun. I had family from Switzerland here. They think now we have this on a weekly basis. They enjoyed it very much. So, and then also, of course, yesterday, the parade was awesome.
It was fun.
Thank you.
Well, we all did have some fun. We actually sold 85 hot dogs. So it really was a success. We had a lot of kids dressed up in 4th of July outfits, and it just turned out great. And the weather was very cooperative. Next for us, we have in July a rock painting session. It's how to learn how to paint a rock, and that's going to be on the 23rd of July. And then we go into August, and I think August is pretty quiet. And then we have a jazz group that is actually a resident. He's my neighbor. He will be performing on September 11th or 10th, either one. He's really fun. It's kind of a soft rock, kind of a hard rock band, but he's very entertaining and he's very animated. So that would be good. And what else do we have? Anybody? Oh, bingo. It's September 23rd. So we have a bingo coming up. So that's about it for us.
So this will all be in the newsletter, people. Newsletter. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Marcy. All right, now we are coming to our first homeowners forum. And again, the board cannot answer directly to the questions that people will be asking. If anybody's going to be asking questions, we acknowledge your concerns and your questions. We will, however, answer them in the next board package. and in the newsletter. And so I hope you understand. We cannot answer, but we hear you. Thank you. Anybody in the room first? Okay. Hi.
Sure. Hi, my name is Amy Mickle. I'm here to represent-
You got. It's mainly so the people in at home can actually hear you.
I understand. Great, thank you. So hello, everyone. My name is Amy Mickle. I live at 12 Adelphi Court. I'm here with my two neighbors. Paula Connors is at 14 Adelphi and Nancy Martin Wilton. She's a homeowner at 2315 Swarthmore Drive. I had sent an email asking that I send a letter to the board, and I had asked that to include it in the open session package and as an agenda item to be discussed for the meeting. So I would just like to note that we had asked to be this agenda item. Attached in the open session material is a letter that we addressed to the board, and I'm not sure if every board member had a chance to review the letter. My neighbor Paula just passed those letters out. And so if you have not had a chance, would you like to take a minute or two to review it, or has everybody reviewed the letter? Everybody's read it. Okay, wonderful. All right, so I just wanted to just fairly high level for the rest of the community members, a high level bullet point. I understand that President Dasher has noted that he is unable to answer any of our questions today, but I would like to make sure that that you are well aware of what's going on, because I wasn't sure whether or not you had received those, had reviewed the letter yet. So the three of us are here because we have concerns around the removal of the juniper trees and shrubs along the east side of the tennis and pickleball courts. First of all, we would like to express our deep gratitude to all of you that are serving our HOA community. We've been proud members. I've been here for 19 years. Paula has been here for 3 and Nancy has been here for 50. So we really are proud members of this community and are grateful for your service. So thank you very much. We are writing to express our concerns about the removal of the juniper trees in front of our units and to request that the board take action to resolve these. We have collective property concerns. Number one, the reduced property value. The removal of the trees has diminished the value of our properties. In addition, we have a reduced sense of visual privacy from the courts and the pools into our units. There's no visual privacy that exists. Tree limbs remain in the fencing, and we're staring at dirt patches and a chain link fence. There's really nothing pleasing about our new view. For me personally, I'm at 12 Adelphi Court, and I have experienced significant increased noise levels since the removal of the trees. The sounds from the courts and the pools have really, it's disrupting my sleep and my ability to concentrate in my home office, et cetera. We have some requests. Again, I recognize that you're not going to, you stated you're unable to answer them right away, but we're requesting that the board address our questions and requests. And first, our first question is what is the board planning to do along the fence? And so we realize that we're basically, we understand that the sports ad hoc committee made a recommendation for tree removal, which appears to be based on a limited basic visual inspection by Paul Dubois on October 22nd. He recommended that the removal of the trees and replace them with new plants, installing them further away from the courts to prevent this issue from reoccurring while maintaining the privacy. As of now, I've had informal conversations with some board members, and it appears right now, again, this is informal, so this is what eventually would like a response from you, is that the recommendation was partially implemented. The trees were removed, but as of now, I am not aware of any current plans to implement the rest of the recommendations, the new plantings. So the three of us would like to work with the grounds committee to ensure that hedges as visual and noise barriers are planted. We have some suggestions in plants, which are also included as an attachment in the letter, that you have some ideas of some hedges and things that we think might look nice, and that would such as Carolina cherry laurels, or the tall boxwood hedges. So that's the one thing is our question is what is the plan, since half of it appears to be implemented. Our second question is, which meeting did the current board overturn the previous board's decision? On January 4th in 2023, there are open session minutes. The board voted against removing the trees and shrubs along the eastern fence line. We have reviewed the open session minutes for all subsequent meetings held in 2023, and there's no mention of a vote to remove the trees. So we're just curious because we've reviewed all of the minutes, and we're just curious to let us know when the vote was held, the meeting time and date. Also, we noted that that there had not been recordings of the meeting, so we haven't been able to go back and actually
Amy,
listen.
I'm gonna have to limit you here
Okay.
on time a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then the last is what additional information was acquired beyond the basic limited visual inspections to justify overturning the previous board's decision. So we look forward to hearing responses from your questions, and thank you again for your service to our community, and appreciate, and we look forward to working with you and resolving this issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
For those of you who are not aware, I'm Peter Pelkofer, live at 1019 Dunbarton Circle. I have a question which you're not going to be able to answer perhaps right now. My house this week was marked up for the siding work, and I followed and talked to the gentleman who was doing it from the contractor, and a very pleasant young man. My concern is that he marked up a bunch of panels and some of the major structural pieces on the outside, the trim pieces. And I looked at them, and I have some construction background myself, and I'm not sure that all of them need replacing. Now, that's just my opinion, and of course, he's an expert. My concern is I understood that Paul Reeves, our overseeing contractor, would be at the markups for these things to assure that what's being changed out is really required. I know we're running way over. I'm concerned that the contractor that's doing the work is also doing the markups without Paul reviewing that, at least from what I can see. So my request is Paul, he wasn't there, is he doing a review of the markups as to what needs to be changed? Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Good evening. My name's Joanne Missoni. I'm at 407 Dunbarton Circle. And you may not be able to answer this tonight, but I'm wondering if you are going to begin posting the board meetings following the meeting as you were previously. The last one that I could see on the internet was, I believe, from March. And I did ask a couple of times in the office, and I was told the last time that you would be posting them starting in June. And I also have not seen the newsletter from June is the last one that I saw. So I'm wondering if you're going to be posting those. I'm not always able to come to the meetings, and I'm not always able to Zoom in. I watch a granddaughter. So I am interested in what you do discuss. So I'm just wondering if those will begin to be posted. And also, I'm not receiving any emails. I filled out the form that I turned in January to make sure you had my email address. I'm happy to fill out another one if you need me to do so. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Bill?
Mine's a little easier one. I'm Bill White. I live at 718 Elmhurst. I just wonder, has the board ever considered installing a hot tub spa over on the Elmhurst Circle pool? The pool will never heat the pool. I realize that, but wouldn't it be nice to have an above ground maybe eight person spa there? You don't there'd be a little bit of electrical work, but that would be it. And I mean, especially now with the Dunbarton one down, I've seen people over there freezing in the Elmhurst one. It'd be nice to go to freeze to warm to freeze to warm. But anyway, is that ever been, I'm just wondering if it's ever been considered about putting an above ground spa over there?
It's 83 degrees over there right now, the pool.
Is the pool up to 83?
Yeah, it's pretty warm. If I go in, believe me, it's warm.
It's got to be 90 before I go in. But anyway, I just, if, you know, it'd be nice to have one over there. Might add a little value to everybody, although you'd probably get more activity in front of your house.
Thanks, Bill. Anybody else in the room? Anybody on Zoom? Okay. Moving on. The consent calendar. Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar?
We approved the consent calendar.
Okay. Christina? Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. It's approved. Thank you. Then unfinished business, homeowner comment and correspondence. Did everybody have a chance to read them? Any questions from the board? No questions? All right. New business, we have some people to be appointed to the grounds committee. We're appointing Rick Lawrence and Teresa McCracken. Thank you for serving. And insurance, legal and safety, Leslie O'Neill and Jerry Dunn. And outreach committee, Bill White, Joan Barrett, Carol Duke, Hallie Henley, Ann Bennett, Jerry Gelfand, Joyce Earl, and Mary Louise Nelson Graves. Thank you, everybody, for serving on those committees. Second homeowner forum. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I forgot. A motion to approve them.
Oh.
Okay, two. Motion carries. Okay. Second homeowner forum. Anybody in the room? Okay. Anybody on Zoom? Okay. In that case, the next board meeting is going to be August 2nd at 6 o'clock, and the meeting is adjourned.
Yeah, I'm gonna get, I don't know if that's just a process of going on and.
Just to resubscribe, yeah, so we'll probably have to send her something and then she'll have to go to her, I guess, her junk and resubscribe, but we can look it up. Yeah, yeah, for sure.